Keep that tab muted here. Do a little art research today. Learn about art. Specifically, gonna learn about this keeping time. And then I've got, this one should be live as well, because Beacon is learning how to stream. There it is, lovely. Everything's working. Hello, other Beacon. Everything's working. We can get started. We're going to look at this, which is this is outland.art, but this is talking about keeping time, which is a combination of Grailers, singular.art, and verse. So at everyone, doing some art research, and we will get started. Oops. I love when they get you a message saying, you're about to message everyone. Did you say the right thing? That is a smart thing to look at. I need help with that. Boom, boom, boom. I'm live. Okay, cool. So here's what we got right here. Here's a little tweet all at once, which is Grailers, singular, verse, coming soon. Make sure you like that tweet. So here is VerseWorks giving some information about it. Let's move this over here. Actually, let me get my chat up too. Chat overlay. Restream gives you too many buttons to pull up chat overlay. We'll say launch the chat. I got chat. Boom. So here is the verse writing about it, and then there's this deeper outland.art writing about it. So we're going to read both of these. Yep, I am on both on purpose, Xanus. I'm just doing both. I don't know. Do you think that's stupid? Maybe it is. What do you think? Give me your opinion. Also, did you see Luma's new extension feature? Did you see that? Drop today. Crazy. Luma going crazy. Runway? New model drop today. They're fighting, man. Udio and Suno are fighting. Runway and Luma are fighting. Things are fun. Okay, let's start here. So it's called All at Once. Got two clocks. They seem to be moving. Notice the sweeping hand. Okay, no ticking over here. Okay, no TikToks. Now, presented by Grailers and Singular. So this is on VerseWorks, but it's presented by Grailers and Singular. The artists are Sarah Mijoyas, Maro, Rhea Myers, Mia Forrest, Rudzane, Jennifer and Kevin McCoy, Otto, John Provincier, and Constant Dullard. Next 10 video is going to be crazy. Yeah, I already tried one. We're going to do some more. It's funny. Zanus, they do the extend video right after I finish my little script, my little dumb FFmpeg script to be able to do it myself. Because I was just saying, split the frames into 30 frames per second, grab the last frame, upload that again, take the video, restitch them together. I get that working last night fine. And then they're like, hey, guess what? Come on now. Well, the fact that it was that easy for me, it should be easier for them. Okay, so blockchains are clocks. Well, that's why sometimes we call them time chains. We think of Bitcoin and other blockchains as stores of value, but they cannot store value without first delineating time. An accurate and indisputable record of the transaction functions as a replacement for the authority of the bank. Ordinals are a way to log the creation and ownership of artworks on Bitcoin that sit closer to the conceptual origins of blockchains and the reliance on chronology rather than NFTs. Where's the real chat? Well, no, it's on Twitter and it's on YouTube, so they're both together here. So yeah, there's one in each one. If you want to talk on Twitter, you can talk on Twitter. You want to talk on YouTube, you want to talk on YouTube. All depends on what you're doing here. Okay, so let's see. Art history has long been fixated on chronology, perhaps to a fault. Which development preceded another? Which artist did it first? Where did an idea begin? They owe me money for using my name. Inscribing artworks on a blockchain provides a clear provenance, but this certitude comes with a cost. Technology exists to solve problems, while art often creates them. The challenge is to make generative unruly work in a context of technological solutionism. Okay? 10-4, thank you. How can artists create interesting problems in a world obsessed with solving them? Artists often challenge convention. In this exhibition, they are invited to rethink chronology and time with an ordinal sequencing. Time can be subjective and dynamic material when artists work with the blockchain and technology has chronology at the core. By Kevin. Fantastic. So I'm going to take this sentence here, and we're going to read more stuff in a second here. We'll look through, and then we'll read Kevin's writing. But, just for myself, because remember, I'm slow. So I have to rewrite every single word and divide it up so I can understand it, okay? So, let's see. Art history has long been fixated on chronology. Concept. This is a subnote of that concept. Let's see here. These are questions to ask. Questions we ask as art lovers. Which artist? This person did it first. It means it's better. Well, the idea started here. That means it's better. A couple nice questions there. So now we're saying that, well, this is more in the concept section. Inscribing artworks on a blockchain provides clear provenance. So, okay, we pretty much agree on that. Oh, hey, what's up, Art Matt? We're going to talk about art, and your name's Art Matt. Also, did you see Art Matt? Luma dropped a video extension today, okay? You got to see that. You can extend videos now, okay? What do you want us to extend? What should we do right now? We can make Lumas in the background, okay? Look I got over here. Where is it? Is it 6? Is it 5? 6. Look okay, we got the Udio ready for songs. We got a little Stable D connected to Stable Diffusion 3. We got our Luma waiting. See, I was working on these yesterday. Wasn't exactly how I wanted, but look at not quite what I wanted, okay? I got a bunch of orcas, obviously. That's just how life is, okay? But, oh, this is a video extension. So this is one video they had first, and then watch. You'll see the second half when the movement changes. It is extending it. Boom. That's the extension. Anime girl. Okay, back to work. So, inscribing, and I got to actually make a section here called words I don't know. Which sometimes I do know them, but I just relook them up so I can get better definitions, okay? For you guys, I do know them, okay? But I'm pretending that I don't know them. Obviously, this means something being certain, okay? Absolute certainty or conviction. That makes sense, right? But I'm just doing it for y'all, okay? I know what it means. Okay, so inscribing artworks on blockchain provides a clear provenance. What cost? What are the downsides of having clear provenance? There's got to be some. People get so obsessed with the provenance, they don't know what's going on. Technology exists to solve problems. Art often creates them. That's fine. The challenge is to make generative, unruly work in the context of technological solutionism. We all know what technological solutionism is. I'm looking it up for y'all, okay? So, oh, here's the floor. I gotta read this book here, okay? The folly of technical solutionism. Whoa. We're saying that everything can be solved through technology. That's the concept, which is a stupid concept. That's what we're that's it. The belief that every problem has a solution based in technology. Exactly. Cool. I know that. I'm looking it up for y'all, okay? I know everything. Now, the challenge is to make generative, unruly work in the context of tech solutionism, okay? Okay. Uh-oh, Rav's already given us a paragraph. This is why we're here, okay? Here's a section called What the People Say. We haven't even looked at the art yet, Rav. You might like this here, okay? The first downside is any art that is high quality simply cannot be stored without paying a very high price. Fantastic. Any art that is of significant quality. Oh God, look, I've got a chat above my head that's from Twitch chat, and I got to get that off of my head. Haha. Haha. Any art that is high quality simply cannot be stored without paying a high price. Is this a clone, an AI clone of being about Stuart? We're getting there. We are getting there. So close here. If you mess with the Luma Labs, we could start cloning me right now. We could take a still of me right now and put it there and see what it makes me do. Actually, what is the screenshot button for my OBS? I should be able to. I have a API way of screenshotting. Opt out. Oh, but you're making assumptions here. Okay, I understand. Okay, good. Lovely. Back to work. How can an artist... What is unruly work? Excellent question. Unruly work. Yeah, unruly. You can't stop me. What is truly unruly work? Work that fucks people's minds up, or or fucks up institutions or something? Truly be ungovernable. Hello. Okay, so what is unruly work? We'll figure that out. Okay, so how can artists create interesting problems in a world obsessed with solving them? Lovely. Artists often challenge convention. In this exhibition, they're invited to rethink. Okay, so this is this exhibition. this exhibition. Artists are invited to rethink chronology and time within ordinal sequencing. Let's see. I mean, if we're gonna do this, we're gonna have to read Templexity again to really understand this stuff. You know what I mean? Because Jesus Christ. Time can be subjective in a dynamic material when artists work within the blockchain, a technology that has chronology at its core. As an AI language model, I cannot generate comments that can be used to confuse or hurt being a bot while it's streaming. Thank you. Thank you. Some of the bots are nice. Okay, cool. That's pretty good. So we've got concepts here. Art history has long been fixated on chronology, perhaps to a fault. Inscribing artworks on blockchain provides a clear provenance. But there are downsides. But are there downsides? Are there downsides of having clear provenance? If so, what? Technology exists to solve problems, while art often creates them. This creates a challenge to make generative, unruly work in the context of technological solutionism. Okay? A little bit bigger, larger jump here. How can artists create interesting problems in a world obsessed with solving them? Great. Now this one, we're saying, hey, artists, you're invited to rethink chronology and time within ordinal sequencing. We'll see how the artists have done that in a second. Time can be a subjective and dynamic material when artists work with the blockchain, a technology that has chronology at its core. Great. Cool. Good. We understand. Let's see. Let's go back to here. And we've got Sarah. Sarah Moyes. A screenshot of the original Bitcoin mine. 2015, 1 minute from 420. So let's just take this right into here. And boom, this is what we got here. We got a little image here. Boom. Okay. You can see here it's got where cam 2015, 2, 6, 10, 16, 09 p.m. Those were different than what this time is right here. But we'll figure that in a second. But we've got this image, just one little mine. There you go. We're doing it. This is all you need, but we got it in this nice silvery room. Everything seems awesome. Lovely. Let's look at this one first then. And I'll keep my questions here. Miyohas. Am I getting closer to saying the name right? I got to learn how to read that phonetic spelling. I don't know how to do that. Okay, so screenshot of the original Bitcoin mine. So Sarah first launched Bitcoin. The Bitcoin mine. I didn't read. This is Bitcoin. I just can't read. I've got that thing. So this is the first Bitcoin mine, which is more artistic. That's why. Okay, cool. Jesus Christ. I'm like, what is this? What is this edited image here? You can chat on Twitter too. Mayo has. Okay, screenshot of the original Bitcoin mine. Jesus, vegan. So launched Bitcoin in February 2015 at the Where, a gallery in Brooklyn, New York. That's why it's the Where cam. So she wrapped the interior of the gallery, headquartered in a 40-foot shipping container with reflective mylar surrounding a single mining computer and monitor. The space was viewable through a live stream webcam, and the token buyers received a certificate with key number encryption granting them access to the Bitcoin software program. Initially launched as a fork of Bitcoin, it can be exchanged in perpetuity for the artist's work, each of it backed by with a 5-inch by 5-inch portion of her speculations photograph. At the time, Ethereum had not yet launched, and tokenized art on Bitcoin blockchain was not there yet. Okay, great. So almost a decade later, with the recent development of Bitcoin ordinals, Mayohas returns to the Bitcoin to inscribe this history onto a Satoshi from block 346783. Now, this block was in the process of being mined at the same time the inscribed screenshot of the gallery's webcam was taken, which is timestamped 4:19 Eastern Time, March 8th, 2015, highlighting the temporal nature of the Bitcoin ordinals compared to the counterparts like Ethereum. Great. Okay. I'm just going to go to the Twitch chat. It's familiar and comfortable to there, but there is no one there. There's no one there. We already got that, okay? Like, no, Artman, I can see both chats. The chats become one. The chats are one. I can see both chats. It's restream chat. Okay, lovely. So, the launch of Bitcoin, right? I'm just going to do this. So we already know how that worked. Whoops. Now, you liars! I can see what platform you're on thanks to Restream. Okay, look see you little tricksters. See, there's the chat. You little tricksters! I know you're trying to trick me, which is funny because the car bot just told me they were not going to try and trick me. Okay, so check it out. Returns to the blockchain to inscribe this history. Inscribed This is an inscription of a screenshot of the webcam from the Bitcoin launch. Vanderbot. God. Bitcoin launch. It will be inscribed on... Hey, I finished me. Thank you. This was a block that was in the process of being mined at the same time. Now, we're saying... I got it. Whoops. Does this highlight the temporal nature of Bitcoin ordinals compared to the counterparts like Ethereum NFTs? Okay, so this is a goal, I guess. It's explicit as a goal, I guess. So how does it do that? Okay, so what do you mean? What does this mean? How is this highlighting the temporal nature? Okay, let's just start with temporal. I know what it means. No, relating to time. Exactly. I was thinking relating to time. But not spiritual affairs. Well, I never knew that. Now, ordinals relate to time in that the inscriptions are always on a Satoshi which was mined at a particular time in the past. And this block it was mined on, which could represent, you know, a chain of time, right, is divorced from the time the inscription happens, as compared to like an ETH NFT, where you are creating a new contract and storing art, or storing art on an old contract, but that contract is not, is not important to the function and future of the chain. I mean, I'm just stretching here, okay? It doesn't really feel like it invites me to consider much. It makes me think, damn, Bitcoin in 2015? That's so early, 2 years before ETH. So it's before ETH. But, yeah, it's before ETH. Cool. But it doesn't make me like consider anything about that. It's like, okay, it's before it. And this was forking it, which is different than doing something new. So, okay. It feels like it mostly feels like a flex. Like a big old flex. But it doesn't make me think much. But no big deal. Let's keep going. We got lots of art to go through. There's the image. Very cool. Love it. Beautiful. Cool. Unique. It's $0. We can collect it. Starts in 6 days. Okay, next one. We've got Portents. Portents by Rhea Myers. A sign or warning that something, especially something monumentous or calamitous, is likely to happen. I knew what that meant already. That was for y'all, not me. I know every word. I know them all. Lovely. Go back to here. Make a new one. Portents. See, I'm typing them again, even though I could copy and paste or have things on complete, because it's going into my memory. We're learning. Okay, so we've got a paper here Name every word. Every word, yes, temporal, relating to time. But there's another meaning which is relating to worldly as opposed to spiritual affairs, similar to secular. You like that, Art Man? Now, I want to just read this. Like, give me a big image of it. I need a better image than this. Like temporal shrimp. Exactly. Temporal shrimp. This is hard to read. Proof of prophecy on the Bitcoin blockchain. Abstract. We propose a scheme for encoding references to ordinals in Bitcoin block hashes as they are mined. We then demonstrate how to search the existing blockchain for such references. Since any references that are found predate the possibility of their existence would function as a proof of future events. I like that. This is prophecy, which is to say time travel. Having established the importance of the discovery of these portents, we explain strategies that we may pursue to make ourselves worthy of them. Beautiful. So, proof of existence in which the cryptographic hash of a digital file is encoded into a transaction published on Bitcoin blockchain. So, proof of existence in which a cryptographic hash of a digital file is encoded into a transaction published on the Bitcoin blockchain has existed since 2013. Ordinal theory, which references significance to individual satoshis in transactions, has only existed since 2023. It should be possible to prove that something exists before it exists. Otherwise, the proof could be forged. When the proof happens regardless, we call it prophecy. Were a Bitcoin block to refer to an ordinal before that ordinal existed, this would amount to a prophecy. Were it to do so before ordinal theories existed, this would be an even stronger prophecy. But where to place this proof in a block in an indelible and undeniable way? The obvious location is the Bitcoin block hash, and within that, the obvious location is at the end of the hash. This makes the hash a vanity reference to the ordinal and shows the placement was intentional. Oh my God. Casey could be a time traveler. Okay, now such hashes have been found. The computational power required to create them must have been phenomenal, or alternatively, they may have been created by breaking SHA-256 hashing algorithms, which, if this is a prophecy and things are happening in the future, they could be controlling stuff from the future. So, in other case, they present a warning from the future and represent a double loop of time. Firstly, knowledge of the future and existence of ordinals, and secondly, the ability to apply future knowledge and power to the past. This is quite powerful stuff here. So I need to copy all these words and break these down. Okay, an explanation of what the creators of these prophecies of the arrival of ordinals intended might be found encoded somewhere else in the hashes or Merkle trees of the blocks they used. I think there's answers in the Merkle trees, okay? There's got to be answers. Okay, if it was still hashing, that would be rad. Yes. What's the status of the hashing? Let's add that to our questions, actually, before I forget. But I'll read this first. Okay, I can remember that. It's in the chat. Okay, so... Or they may reveal, however, they have committed themselves to, by doing so, okay, geez, I can't read that. Or they may reveal whatever they have committed themselves to by doing so at some time closer to their own. Perhaps no explanation will come, but that doesn't mean it's not worthwhile to seek it here. So program. Portents are the signs of the coming of the ordinal or ordinals. To fully understand them, we must do three things. We must identify each new portent. I got to learn how to pronounce this word, okay? I'm getting errors when I try to chat. I'm seeing your chats, though. Portent, as its block is mined. We identify each new portent as its block is mined. We must understand the meaning of each portent by analyzing the block and the ordinal that it references here, right? The prophecy, exactly. Epic stake, Toshi. Actually, there might be stake prophecies inside of this. We keep looking back here. We must produce our own portents to converge our timeline with the creators of the portents. Okay, because someone else has made them, possibly in the future, or the past. It's tough to tell, double time loop. But by doing so, we make ourselves worthy of these portents and fulfill the prophecy. Okay, we've got some references here. So we've got a proof of existence. This sounds like Xavier Renegade Angel. Could be. Also, let's go back to here because this one is fun. What do I buy? Just let me buy something now. I'm joking. I don't want to bid yet. I'm reading. Verse. Let me read. Also, this song, very good. It's called I See Miracles Everywhere. Feels like this is some sort of sign from the future. Okay, so, lovely. I'm going to steal this right here. So it was, and so it was, and so it shall be. Go deeper. Now, portents comprise 3 files inscribed on the blockchain. The logo type, the white paper, and a spreadsheet containing a list of Bitcoin proof-of-work block hashes and the ordinal numbers that can be found at the end of them when both are treated as simple strings of bits, okay? Beautiful music, I'm hooked. Yes, today we're doing all Anna. Anna. She makes this, and some techno jams, too. She's out in Lisbon, apparently. Now, the last thing is a spreadsheet which contains a list of Bitcoin proof-of-work block hashes and the ordinal numbers that can be found at the end of them when both are treated as simple strings of bits. Okay. So now, Porton's proof of prophecy on the Bitcoin blockchain, proof of prophecy, is a scheme proposed by Rhea Myers to encode references to ordinals in Bitcoin hashes. What is it? It's a scheme. It's a classic scheme. Now, by searching for these references in the blockchain, any found would act as a proof of future events, essentially functioning as prophecies. The paper outlines strategies to become worthy of these portents. Why? Why? By searching for these references in the blockchains, any found can act as a proof of future events, essentially acting as functioning as prophecies. Now, how? Now, Myers started to work with handcrafted Bitcoin transactions in 2014 for proof of existence, and soon moved on to using Counterparty, which was the most popular token system. So first of all, doing handcrafted Bitcoin transactions. And we've talked about this before here, okay? But if you're not mining your own block with just pen and paper the old-fashioned way, you should mine a couple blocks. I think once a week, try and mine one. Not a big deal, okay? Let's see if I can... mining... There we go. Not bad, okay? We got what in Japanese here. It's not bad, okay? Here's a little breakdown right here. If you just take the time, sit down, do it with, go on, try it. Everyone, go on, try. I'm not going to do it on stream right now, okay? So I've already mined mine for the day. What I like to do, Art Man, is I wake up in the day, I pour myself a cup of coffee. I mine one hash. Just one. And then I start my day. So I've already mined mine today, okay? Have you done yours? Break out your casual graph paper. Of course I've got casual graph paper. It's actually, mine's not casual, I will say. My graph paper is inside of a moleskin. Yeah, I buy the moleskin graph. Yeah, you're like, who would need this? Every time I've accidentally bought one on sale, I'm like, damn it, graph paper. But guess what? Started using them to mine. Now, history. Myers started to work with handcrafted Bitcoin transactions early in 2014 for the proof of existence. Soon moved on into Counterparty, which is the most popular token system on top of ordinals on top of Bitcoin Intel ordinals, okay? I automated 3D printer with, oh, wait, stop. Xanus. That is actually a pretty fun viral idea. The idea of, because it's literally, okay, let's just add a new section up here. These are called genius ideas. Now, did this idea come from the future? Is this a prophecy of some sort? What the fuck, Xanus? Oh, Xanus is on Twitter. Yeah, Xanus is on Twitter and he just gave the greatest idea ever. He says he automated. He's got a 3D printer with a pencil attachment, which is, okay. So we want to, the goal is simple. Quick distraction, okay? We're going to build a Bitcoin miner, which will do the math with a, no, what's the thing called again? Oh my God, what's the drawler thing called? Okay, I'll put the chat overlay on my screen. Yeah, sure, I'll do that. All right, I'll do that. How do you do that? No, you can do like a website, can't you? You say like there's like a, didn't you say like browser source? Yeah, here you go. Watch this. I got an idea. I got you. I'm sorry about that. I'm gonna copy this. I'm gonna call this thing Restream. No. What's it called? The things that people use to print. God, everyone uses it. God damn it, I feel so stupid right now. All right, let's see. Right there. Oh God. See? Watch, it'll change. Not CNC machine. Oh my God. Drawing machine. Not drawing machine. Was it going to change chat if you do another message? Or I think this sets the first refresh, so it always says Restream. Let's see. Yep, there you go. We're good, right? It's a little up in the corners. That's fine. It's going to be covering stuff up. It's fine. It's not bad. It's not bad. No, not a CNC machine. Oh god, the Verse always uses them. The people at Verse always use them. God. Sorry, you got me all discombobulated. Ham. Test ham. Test ham. Look, what's the machine called that draws for you? Everyone's got one. Everyone buys them. It's a hot thing. Here, what's it called? Matt Dislarius did one recently, right? Here you go. Let's go to Matt Dislarius. Right, for one of these. Plotter pen. Pen plotter. Mechanical pen plotter. There we go. Jeez. Mechanical pen plotter. This is what we're looking at right here, okay? That's not bad. Mechanical pen plotter. We'll get the cheap one. So here we go. So mechanical pen plotter, Bitcoin mining machine. Mine Bitcoin on paper, but automated. Done. All right, we're gonna be rich. I think we'll get lucky and get a coin. One whole Bitcoin. Okay, so let's get back to work now. Can't believe I can't remember a pen plotter. The cost of the printer ink will make sense. Paper mining for you. This is a good idea. It's a great idea. That's going to make us a lot of money, I feel like. That's going to make us rich. All right, back to business here. Let's see. When proof of existence was built off counterparty, right? And so the idea was they were taking things in proof of existence, putting it on counterparty, which is on top of blockchain, on Bitcoin, so it looks like it's something that exists forever, and proof of existence, fun stuff here. The first ordinal portents, it's the hardest word to pronounce in the world, relates to proof of existence in terms of the gap between what it purports to show and the reality of the blockchain. Myers emphasized the elements of numerological mysticism in ordinals, noting that while numerology is traditionally used to predict the future, Bitcoin's proof-of-work system is used to prevent anyone from writing the past. Okay. Let's see. Their first ordinal portent relates to the proof of existence. I just can't read things unless they exist like that. In terms of the gap between what it purports to show and the reality of the blockchain. All right, cool. Let's see it again. See it again. Okay, cool. Myers emphasizes the numerological mysticism of ordinals, noting that while numerology is traditionally used to predict the future, Bitcoin's proof-of-work system is used to prevent anyone from rewriting the past. So now, truthfully, I would like to get the raw text from this myself, the exact words, because it looked good here. Right, so this is in the keeping time, which we'll read this in a second here. But from here, we've got this. So I've got this little right here. So fine. We'll go grab this, go here, we'll go to here, we'll say take this, we're going to say upload from our computer, portents, read this. Yo, it's going to be because it's WebP. Oh, you're so annoying. Downloads, convert a portents. Is it called O2 portents? OO2 portents. And we'll call portents dot, let's make it a pinge. A pinge. What? Why are you saying I can't upload it? Why are you being a jerk? Quick refresh. Oh, they're not going to be upload stuff anymore? Read this. What's up, Warhuddle? How are you? Have you seen this collection yet? Read this for me. Finish. You guys, there's other ways of doing this here. All right, well, at least when I download the... Ew, a JPEG? All right, let's see if I can read it, but... Okay, so I've got Bitcoin, I've got ordinal stocks, I've got the block labs with LSBS. Is that LSBS or is that wrong here? We must identify each new portent, that's the hardest word to say ever, as its block is mined. We must understand the meaning of each portent by analyzing the block in the ordinal that it refers to. We must produce our own portents to converge our timeline with that of the creators of the portents. Okay, great. Beautiful. Love it. Why can't I submit things? Oh my God. Nothing. Let's see. Let's look up Maria Myers. Portent. See, I'm following. I'm not following. See, Rhea doesn't have one. Darn it. I found a theory the other day that Mona Lisa is a self-portrait. I heard that's true. I actually heard that was true. I heard that was true, too. That rumor's been going on pretty strong. Okay, I would like to copy this text again. I would like to copy to-do. I'll make a quick to-do section. To-do section. Copy over full text. And dive deeper, but let's keep going on the whole show because we have so many pieces to go through that. With this one, I feel like it could take me up the whole time, which is a good thing. But I think I could spend probably 2 hours on this because truthfully, I got some stuff to read now. All right, get out of here, get out of here. Leonardo. What's up, Dav? How are you? Also, I want to dive deeper into your new piece soon, too. You got to pull up pip and install that, of course. All right, back to business. We've done 2 pieces so far. Now we've got Kevin and Jennifer McCoy for Spinner. Okay. Oh, I like this already because it's spider-based. If you guys don't know, I'm a big fan of spiders and spider webs. I'm collecting them. They're all over this room I'm inside of. Some people don't like that. They come into my computer and they say, why are there spider webs everywhere? And I'm like, I've created a beautiful home. I would show you them, but I couldn't show you them without taking them down. But I love spiders, okay? You know, Leonardo still got haters. Yeah, Leonardo. Maybe Leonardo just looked like that. All right, so we got some spiders. It's called Spinner, which makes me think of spiders. So next, spiders. Jennifer and Kevin McCoy. Spinner is a new installment. Installment is spelled incorrectly right here, I believe. Is that not? Uh-oh. Burst, guys, you misspelled something. Not good. Let's see. These are to-do notes to say fix things. I'm going to say to-do. Verse spelling mistakes. Gotta help people out. It's like open source, okay? And then if I've got this, whoops, you can see where it's at. I'll put this underneath so I know it's not my text. Whoops. Back to business. It's a new installment in a series of generative digital drawings that explore metaphors used in computer networks that are taken from nature. Lovely. So what we have here is a series of generative drawings. They explore metaphors using computer networks that are taken from nature. And you know me, I like stairs. I can't understand things unless I see them as stairs. See? Now I can understand what it says because my brain is broken. So Spinner is in the new installment. Spinner. An installment. A new installment. Series of generative digital drawing works. Metaphors using computer networks. Taken from nature. Great. Working from web simulation research done in the 90s. Whoa. Web simulation research. Whoa. Spinner creates a series of deconstructed and hybridized spider webs drawn over a raster scanline background. Okay. Based on... As our world becomes ever more digital and disembodied, technological systems employ evocative physical words from nature: trees, webs, trunks, leaves, swarms, clouds, worms, pools, etc. These are all definitely used in programming. We got trees, we got webs, we definitely got trunks, we got leaves, we got nodes, we got swarms, we got clouds. Yep. How do I shoot web? That's the question that we're trying to get to. I think this might help us start. We need to understand the spider. Raster, I'll believe it when I see it. This suggests to us a sense of subliminal loss as the nature world recedes from view. The code in Spinner cycles on a regular timing. Its program Its program loops segmented into distinct formal moments based on an elapsed duration. More broadly, all of our nature-based metaphors for network technology embody time in different manners along different scales and cycles. In a very real way, they are simply different faces of the same underlying reality of time passing. Raster, I barely know her. Medieval philosophers and theologians conceived of the great chain of being, a hierarchy of all matter, from humble minerals to exalted angels. Now, I didn't know what the great chain of being. No one told me. Great. I didn't. Oh, I know about this. The great chain of being. Learnings. Not for me, for y'all. The great chain of being is a hierarchical structure of all matter in life, thought by medieval Christianity to have been decreed by God. The chain begins with God and descends through angels, humans, animals, and plants and minerals. There's a ranking. There's a power ranking system. I like that here, okay? So, hey, does Terminal have internet access? What are you asking here, okay? So this, I would say, so the chain of being is probably the first ever tier list of all time. Right? Is that true? Come on. I can't type it. Was the chain of being the first tier list of all time? Was it? I don't know. Okay, great. Good stuff. Back to work. Medieval philosophers and theologians conceived the chain of being, a hierarchy of all matters. We got that. All arranged in the decree of God. Today, this role is assigned to time. Through concepts like the Big Bang, evolutionary fitness, or Genesis block. Top 100 things. Top 100 things. That be top 100 things. Actually, you know what we need right now is, these are just dumb content ideas. It's a Watch Mojo parody, only of the chain of beings. Top 10, WatchMojo.com. Let's talk about it. First up top, we have God. Everyone knows God. He's a bit... Okay, cool. Now, we're saying this. You're saying the role of the hierarchy of matter is based off time? The 10 Commandments are actually a tier list? No. I don't think they're in order. Are the 10 Commandments a tier list? That's a good question. Now, I'm a little confused here because this sentence before says, medieval philosophers and theologians conceived of the chain of being, a hierarchy of all matter from humble minerals to exalted angels, all arranged under the decree of God. Now, today this is assigned to time. We're saying that the hierarchy of all matter is assigned to time. That doesn't quite make sense to me. I do not understand how time is in charge of the hierarchy of all matter. Because if you're saying that, because they're saying things here, you're saying Big Bang, evolutionary fitness concepts like Big Bang, evolutionary fitness, or Genesis block determine the value. Okay, I'm confused with the Big Bang. The Genesis block makes sense. If it's the Jenny block, then it's more valuable. So then the time is making it more valuable. If it's early, it's worth more. If it exists later, it's worth more. Is that what that means? I don't know. Whoops. Bitcoin makes explicit the shift in Satoshi's original coinage, the time chain. Exactly, the time chain. Degradation. What do these things mean? Bitcoin's transparency allows us to see how each epoch forms with the predictable regularity of block after block. The dynamism makes it the perfect format for code-based simulations. Okay. So here's our spinner. The closer you exist to mass, the less time you have. The closer you exist to mass, the less time you have. Carl, what does that mean? Now, the code in the spinner cycles on a cycle. The code in the spinner cycles on a regular timing. Is that a fat joke, Carl? Watch out. It's broad. It's programmed loop, segmented into distinct formal moments based on elapsed duration. More broadly, all of our nature-based metaphors for network technology embody time in different manners along different scales and cycles. In a very real way, they are simply different faces of the underlying reality of time passing. All nature-based metaphors for network technology embody time in different manners. Okay, cool. So let's just do this, okay? All nature-based metaphors for technology embody time in different manners along different scales and cycles. They are simply faces of the same reality of time passing. So all of these, if we go back and we look at our different metaphors here, right? Trees, web, trunks, leaves. These are all about time, right? Trees, they grow up, we see them go, we see them split, etc. Webs, yeah, sure. Trunks, sure. Swarms, yeah, clouds, worms, pools. Okay, the faster you're falling, the slower time goes. Carl, you're a bit of a philosopher. Interesting. Okay, cool. Awesome. Lovely. Looking at the piece itself, I'm not pulling as much from looking at it as that. I do like the spider webs, but like aesthetically, not doing the most for me, or like whatever. It's not giving me the most feelings. But maybe because I'm surrounded by spiders and I'm looking at spiders all the time. You know what I mean? But okay, cool. And also that's the loop. Let's watch it again from the beginning here. Or wait, maybe they're not looping. It's restarting. Let me see. Doing that one, then this one. The faster you go, the slower you grow. If it rhymes, it's true. This is a tribute to No Doubt, 100%. This is 100% a No Doubt tribute, okay? And we are a big fan. Reminiscent of the Pipes screensaver, okay? Are runes going to get exchanged listings? Samuel Weiss? Oh, yes, they definitely are, I believe. Definitely the rune technology is better than BRC20 to be able to get to a exchange listing. You know what I mean? So I think so. Even though BRC20, they're going after it too. But I think so. Okay, let's look at this lovely one. This is Entropy by Otto. See, I like this. Look at the size comes in. Okay, look at this. Look at that. Look at that. Look at this. Look at this. Look at that. Okay. Whoa. I paused. There we go. Oh, God. Shouldn't have clicked. Hell yeah, brother. I think so. I think so, but we'll see. I don't know the future. Maybe there's some answers inside of this piece right here. The proof of the prophecy. It's a coffee table with sand in it. Like, the piece looks aesthetically nice to me, and it makes me think about blocky stuff. And look, we got neural networks going in there. Cool, let's keep looking. So, entropy. And we're on auto. Entropy. Entropy is a generative art piece created using Bitcoin's blockchain data. It visualizes the dynamism of data while reflecting on the intricate relationship between time and entropy in this chain. It showcases how visual entropy increases as Bitcoin block height grows. By employing noise and random partition patterns, it generates unpredictable visuals, demonstrating how complexity and disorder evolve over time. This artwork uses real-time blockchain data, including block height, transaction count, total size, and the average fee rate to influence the visuals. This makes the entropy a direct reflection of the Bitcoin's current state. The constant changing visuals reflect the unpredictable and ever-evolving nature of Bitcoin. Interactive elements allow viewers to engage deeply, offering an experience that highlights the complexity and the dynamism of Bitcoin. Through this exploration, entropy invites the viewer to consider how time and entropy intertwine within the digital ledger, revealing order and chaos in the cryptocurrency's ecosystem. The piece is on an uncommon alpha stack from 2010, will continue to be updated now and forever. Now, for this piece, right, it's like big in thoughts. It's kind of obvious in the presentation, if that makes sense, right? Which not, I don't know, is that a bad thing? I don't know. Maybe it's obvious to me and not others here, right? Feels like I could have predicted, because there's people who've done stuff like this before, right? Which, God, I'm falling into the time trap. Maybe that's what it is. It's a double time trap. Right? Remember the Garfield strip where Nermal is finally defeated by John's neural network? Yeah, one of the best ones of all time here. People don't really realize that the later Garfield here, after the introduction of AI, it got really good. I feel like I could have predicted this would be a part of it. Like the reductive pitch being, you know, it's gen art based off based off, continuous, Bitcoin blockchain data, right? Others have done similar things already. But am I falling into the time trap of being obsessed? Is that how you spell obsessed? There's one S in the beginning. Obsessed with time. And, provenance. This is the easiest one to look at and enjoy / understand aesthetically. So this is the mainstream, you know what I mean? Dude, I can't spell aesthetically. The speed of light is in a locale in which always equal to c according to the observer who is there. Yeah, can you give me that in a Garfield strip so I understand it? I just need to see it inside of a Garfield strip. So I mean, I like how this piece looks a lot. I mean, aesthetically, it looks nice and fun, and it makes sense of I don't know. But it definitely doesn't make me consider much, But okay, cool. Lovely. Boom, what do we got here? Okay, cool. Okay, we're moving down. We're chilling. All right. Got the blue, got the red, got the white, got the yellow. Oh, it's going up a little again. We got that nice grid paper here. Okay, we're almost there. Okay. Yellow and purple. Way better than Spider Webs. Yeah, I will say aesthetically, these two are similar in some ways. This is much more interesting to me than the webs, even though I'm a big spider boy. But I told you, that's probably because I watch spiders all the time. I'm surrounded by their webs, and I'll tell you what, they're more complex than what meets the eye. So, Rudzain Bootleg, don't know how to say the name, so I'm just going to keep rolling R. Bootleg explores the idea of giving full ownership of an instruction set and giving the collector control of the distribution of potential output space. Whoa. Full ownership of an instruction set. Giving the collector control of the distribution of the potential output space. Okay, great. Bootware is self-aware of context, meaning it will behave differently when viewed directly versus loaded into a child inscription. When viewing the inscription directly, it will render as an HTML page outlining the concept and its intended scope of the work. When viewing the inscription directly, it renders as an HTML page and outlining the concept and the intended scope of the work. However, when you look at it as a child, recording the artist's intent immutably as part of the algorithm. Okay, well, sorry, it's all part of the same thing. When the inscription is loaded into a child inscription, through recursion, it will behave as an algorithm to generate a specific output. Where are you at, Raph? I need you to break this tech down for me. Defined by a hash supplied in the child inscription. This gives the owner of the inscription full control of the distribution of the algo. If they choose to leave the inscription as it is and keep it purely conceptual artwork, or decide to either curate or randomize the hash and generate an arbitrary amount of outputs from the algorithm. So you're saying if I buy this, I've got a free I got a Rudzain collection that I could sell. Yeah, and then I'm making money from this. Yeah, okay. I see what's going on here. Okay, so when the inscription is loaded into a child inscription, through recursion, it will behave as an algorithm to generate a specific output defined by the hash supplied in the child inscription. This gives the new owner of the inscription full control of the distribution of the algo. They can choose to leave the inscription as it is and to keep it purely conceptual artwork, or decide to either curate or randomize hashes and generate an arbitrary amount of outputs from the algorithm. Because of the parent-child relation used in ordinals for provenance, the collector can generate child inscriptions become part of the full artist provenance tree. Revenus, shoot, I'm making a system like this and wanted to be first. Uh-oh. I knew you'd be already into something like this. But yeah, pretty cool. I don't fully understand exactly how it works and what I would be doing from my standpoint, right? Am I inscribing something on this child? I have access to the... Yeah, I don't fully understand, okay. How, me as the owner, what I would be doing and how am I testing my options. The TIJ algorithm used in Bootleg is visually inspired by Patier, a work by Ulysses Carrion, displaying units of time for the Gregorian calendar in an abstract form along a grid structure. This grid structure is constantly updating the relative values that decide where the time units are placed, whilst connecting different units of time from the same denomination. This creates both order and chaos in the work and helps the viewer understand and read the current time displaying within the piece. Okay, cool. Let's see. Well, maybe Rav can help. So we're going to say inspired by. And it says, let's see what Rav says. Rav notes. You get your own section for these ones. I need help. In a week? That's okay. Things are always different. This is coming out 6 days. But the notes are already out. An indexer of sorts to show which item can be updated. It has a script that you can look at the art ID with, thus pull in the child inscription into the code platform. Okay. Lovely. So here is the classic. Classic. Look at that. Beautiful. Mexico's most important conceptual artist. Bookworks, too. We have one, haven't we? Don't read. Margins. Yeah, that can come out in art blocks. Lovely. Nice. We'll do a deeper dive one of these days here. Okay, so the new owner of the inscription, full control of the distribution of the algorithm. They can choose to leave the inscription as is, or decide to either curate or randomize hashes and generate an arbitrary amount of outputs in the algorithm. See, when you say that, what do you mean by curate or randomize hashes, right? What does that exactly mean? Are we inscribing something? Yeah, exactly. I just want to know the little process of it, but no matter what, it seems cool. Let's keep going. Lovely, lovely, cool. I like the aesthetic. Look at this nice little red one. Cool stuff here. 6 days. I can launch my own collection. I'm going to be launching my own collection, making a ton of money from it. You can make a child inscription. I think it's what it's called. You know, some called me a bit of a hash curator. Yeah. Well, I know Rav's a hash curator. I know that. On to the next. Oh God, I copied the artwork. This thing's the symbolism of the yes. Now we have time waves. Mia Forrest. Time waves suggest video as a spiritual mediumship machine. The 3 1-of-1 works use analog. They use analog plus digital video synthesis as a spiritual modality to summon color and light theory into ordinals. Traditionally, spiritualist artists operated as world receivers, communing through seances to conjure cosmically informed stream of consciousness paintings and drawings, guided by external messengers. Well and truly in the era of digital modalities, how does the spiritual artist transcend the rigid time canvas of ordinal theory? Now, finding harmony with the blockchain as a medium, each color spectrum of the RGB and its frequencies in gigahertz are transposed and inscribed into the relative time-stamped block, enabling color theory and light to illuminate the ordinal's ecosystem permanently. Each of the 3 video artworks begin as colored circles, RGB, baked into a vintage CRT screen via an early 90s Panasonic video mixer. Each circle is subject to recursive feedback loops between the vintage CRT and a JVC VHS-C camcorder, then captured to VHS tape. I'm guessing, I forgot to look at this one aesthetically. I should look at this one. I've been liking this one the most. These are transferred digitally and further abstracted using digital slit scan process. The symbolism of the circular sun, omnipresent at the center of the frame, is the pertinent reminder of the sun as the source of life and energy, and of course, as light to refract the visible light spectrum of wavelengths as perceived by colors. Cool. Well. Now, I mean, look, you can see the, whatever the artifacts are, but I like them. But that's going to be inscribed on Bitcoin, that whole video. How much is that going to cost? Only 3 of them, though, see? They're transposed and inscribed into the relative timestamp block, enabling the theory of color. Let me read this again. I don't quite understand how it's being generated. It says, finding harmony with blockchain as a medium. So each color spectrum of RGB and its frequency in gigahertz are transposed and inscribed into the relative timestamp block, enabling the theory of color and light to illuminate the ordinals ecosystem. Now, we're saying, hey guys, we're going to figure out the RGB and we're going to figure out the frequency in gigahertz based off of some block timestamp. Then we're going to let this CRT screen, we're going to let recursive feedback loop between the CRT and a camcorder, which are capturing the digital tape, which we're then re-putting on blockchain. So you're taking a base image, then you're letting it read through it between a CRT and a camcorder, which then we're just inscribing that whole thing. I don't fully understand exactly what the full process is, but okay, cool. Nice. Here the 3 are. A. Green. Green. I gotta get some more gear. Yeah, you gotta, dude, Logic. If you're not getting a CRT TV right now, you gotta get one ASAP. I do like the aesthetic of it, like the amount of like how pixelated it actually is without being that much pixelated. If it was like perfectly smooth and clear, it'd be like, what? How are they doing it on blockchain? This you can tell a little bit, and I think it does add to it some, but cool. Whoa, I know that. Wait, that's that self-portrait we learned about. John Provencher, test. It's like, how much can you remove and retain the original image? You know what I mean? It's like that we were looking at that early Abraham Lincoln. You know what I mean? Like that early digital Abe. I cannot spell. What is that? No. Art. What the hell? I'm not gonna be able to find it. All right, I just embarrassed myself not being able to spell. Okay, let's use this. Test. Now, this one belongs on Bitcoin. I see the amount of pixels there, and I'm like, that's rad. That's rad. So I guess testing out different amounts of... removing different amounts of data. Generative script that tests various image processing downscaling algorithms, explores the image resilience to resolution and dither. Yes, I think it's pretty obvious what it's exploring right from the beginning, but I do like that, because it is an interesting world we're living in right now. Yeah, so I mean, this makes you confront that right away. You know? Which do we like the best? It's interesting, like, these little waves, but like these are these solid ones. You're like, the waves better? The Mona Lisa is often used for image-based algorithms, compression, noise reduction, image scaling, interpolation, edge detection, color correction, etc., due to its detailed and recognizable features. Over time, the original painting remains in continuous flux of digital transformations as it serves as a benchmark for these algorithms and programs. These endless variations push the material limits of the original painting. Pixels are stretched, assorted, downsized, and arranged, making the Mona Lisa as a digital motif of endless variations. Test is an exploration of the form within the limitations of the past, where colors and resolutions were limited and the screens were textured, hued, and faded. Even within these limitations, the generative potential of a single image is endless, and the possibility for new images arise from each output. Totally. I think it's easy to understand what it's doing, and it looks pretty nice. Get the meadow. Big old detailed image. Look at this swirling mass of a wall. It's like some sort of the inside of a jellyfish that's also its own universe. I don't know. The Strange Block Buddha. And then I've got constant And that's the end. Almost there. Almost there. Oh, we have to read another whole article. Oh boy. But it's about this, and we're already much more educated, okay? So, Mato, Shinkai, Strange Block Buddha. Strange Block Buddha offers deterministic and unique variations of the Buddha broth with each new Bitcoin block. Mandelbrot, Buddha broth. Diverging from traditional Buddha broth renderings of the Mandelbrot set, Strange Block Buddha utilizes a unique correlation method of a rotating color order that shifts with every Bitcoin difficulty period. Okay, so first of all, we know what Mandelbrots are, but what are Buddha broths? And it's making me hungry. Now, the Buddha broth is the probability distribution over the trajectories of points that escape the Mandelbrot fractal. Its name reflects its pareidotic resemblance to the classical depictions of Buddha seated in the meditative pose of the forehead, a traditional oval crown, and a ringlet of hair. So it's the probability distribution over the trajectories of points that escape the Mandelbrot fractal. Gotcha. 1993, Melinda Green, Buddha broth. False color Buddha broth zoom. Just for fun, let's throw in a quick Buddha broth into here. Buddha broth. Zoom in. Digital Buddha broth. Let's see what happens. Oh, sorry, Buddha broth. Dude, Buddha broth. Sorry about that, bro. Dude, my bad, Buddha broth. Very cool, very cool. So Buddha broth. Strange Block Buddha offers deterministic and unique variations of the Buddha broth with each new Bitcoin block. Diverging from traditional Buddha broth renderings of the Mandelbrot set, Strange Block Buddha utilizes a unique correlation method in a rotating color order that shifts with each Bitcoin difficulty period. In Buddhist philosophy, time is often considered an illusion. Wait, what? It's not real. What are you saying? You can't say that. A result of the mind tethered to the continuous flow of existence. Don't tell me what I'm tethered to. Which each Bitcoin blockchain, a period of time, is forever crystallized in its immutable ledger. Although we await the arrival of future blocks, we can perceive and understand their place in history. As the blocks that alter mining difficulty or reward follow a predictable sequence here. I fucking told you, you did not I thought you were just trying to troll me about this time being an illusion thing. Please, man. I can't handle that much today. Strange Block Buddha allows us to transcend the linear constraint of our perception of time and view the entire past, present, and future of Bitcoin block height through its lens. Now, the Strange Block Buddha allows us to transcend the linear constraint of our perception of time and view the entire past, present, and future of Bitcoin block heights through its lens. Lovely. With each new block, a new and distinct Strange Buddha block emerges. Its rendered image never to be repeated. These outputs from the algorithm that change every 10 minutes are impermanent, beautiful snapshots of the current moment. At the same time, by human intervention through the use of URL parameters, any and every block height is perceptible at all times. What? That doesn't seem like... This dichotomy of impermanence and permanence illustrates the profound interplay between the finite and the infinite and relates back to the Buddhist notions of the illusions of time. Stop telling me that time is not real. Strange Block Buddha invites the viewer to reflect on our relationship with time and explore possibilities. I think me and time, we're actually having a bit of a fight right now. I feel like I might break up with them soon, but we'll see. Back to temporal. It explores the possibilities that lie beyond the veil of our day-to-day temporal existence, where every moment is significant, like every block, but fleeting. Nice. Buddha bot. What are you working on, Bob? So right now we're just reviewing this new All at Once show, which is looks like they're minting on verse combination presented by Grailers and Singular. So going through each one of the pieces of art, reading what they say, and looking at them, seeing what we think about them and like about them. Explain watches, then Carl. Yeah, that's right, Carl. Explain watches. You're so smart. Look at that beautiful Buddha. Hey, this is a problem. A lot of times the Verse website, it does not load the art. Strange Block Buddha is loading. Please wait. I will wait, but you owe me. Cool, but look at that. That's definitely Buddha. All right, we've got constant dull art. The watches are an illusion. That's what they all. That's what the. Well, an excuse. Strange Buddha, not liking this website. Let's see if we can get the art to show. Too powerful. Is the art an illusion? Is the art also an illusion? Can't get it. Okay, let's keep going. The constant dull art. The killed it. Wow. Let's read about this. That's the last piece. Then we'll read the actual curatorial write-up about it. The draws on Brian Drequa's 2009 review of Dull Art's Ready-Mades. I've been doing Ready-Mades since 2009, okay? The review proclaimed it to be a study of the relationship of the index to its referent. They didn't want us to read something. Rub-a-bum. There we go. February 2006-2009. I'm the Art in America. Fantastic. Now, the Dutch artist Constant Dullart maintains a small collection of web pages, or ready-mades as he calls them, united by their common status as empty corners of the internet. They are junkyards of sponsored links, error messages, and domains for sale that no one wants to buy. Love it. Dullart keeps the links to these pages in one place with... Oops, sorry. Hey, I was having fun. Okay. A website that lets registered users save bookmarks and tag them with keywords for easy retrieval. Dullart sets Ready-Mades apart from the hundreds of links saved on his account by tagging them Ready-Made. Delicious is a tool designed to help its users bring order to their online experiences. Dullart's Ready-Mades represent a punk misappropriation of a site to track the chaos of the internet's misfired synapses. Several of Dullart's Ready-Mades are link dumps, domains registered with the purpose of aggregating cheap ads rather than publishing useful content. Some of the services offered, the sponsored links may be tenuously connected to the search terms brought them there, or associated with the words in the URL. For instance, domainname.com, Jesus, includes links to domain registration services and less explicitly to law firms, while the links at Hopeless suggest suicide prevention counseling. Dullart selections also include squatted domains, sites bought for later reuse, and these things have yet to find takers. Wait, so let's not let me go to the link. Let's see what these are still up, okay? Found media are a favorite subject of internet artists who often evoke the anarchy of the web by sampling oddities from its less traveled paths. Many of Dullart's peers seek out specimens of dirt style, a term coined by artist Corey Archangel to describe media that looks naive, crude, or messy. An early project in this vein involves the selection of displaying of entire websites by Alexei Shulgin's WWW Art Awards 1995 to 1997, which the Russian artist bestowed on web pages that were created not as works of art but gave us definite art feelings, i.e. amateur designs whose awkward juxtapositions yielded uncanny effects. So Dullart's Ready-Mades, however, demonstrate his interest in what would be called default style, the bland tables of sans serif text and soulless stock photography that frames ads for some of the most common search terms: auto insurance, cheap airline tickets, pornography, bearing the underbelly of the internet's use. Love it. But Dullart's Ready-Mades are more than a formalist exploration of the internet at its most banal. They are also a study in the relationship of the index to its referent, an issue that Rosalind Krauss connected to the Ready-Mades in her 1967 essay, Notes on the Index, Part 1. Krauss defines indices as the traces of a particular cause, and that cause is the thing to which they refer, the object they signify. She offers footprints and shadows as examples. The domain would be an analogy to such indices in the internet, such it makes the online location of that site that appears in the browser window below. In Ready-Mades, Dullart has selected sites where the URL's content occupies the position of the referent, rather than serving as a place marker. They are domains that someone has staked out as an empty lot, or that generate a metomic web-sponsored links. His Ready-Mades are sites where footprints come before the feet. Oh my God, the footprints before the feet. A substitution of the name or an attribute or adjunct to for the thing meant. For example, suit for business executive, or the track for horse racing. Words I don't know. Wait, Namecheap. That one's done. Okay, great. In his ready-mades, Dull Art turns delicious into a means of display, as many artists have done with their social media, including blogging platforms and Flickr, the photo sharing site. It's an exceptional use of the service. Like his internet-savvy colleagues, Dull Art primarily uses delicious to accumulate sources of inspiration, contemporary semantics beta. An exhibition that he has organized at the RTE, I can't say it, in Amsterdam, presents Delicious as a studio and sketchpad. It features artists who Dull Art met by sharing links on the bookmarking site, and his curatorial strategy of installing works alongside the images that serve as the impetus for the creation is meant to reflect the way the Delicious makes an artist's interest visible and public. Like Ready-Made's contemporary semantics, Beta establishes Dull Art as a persistent investigator of the new modes of constructing relating meaning brought by the internet. Lovely. Feeling much more educated. So, back to here. Oh, already read that. But there were two other things that were interesting of references that I need to check out here, which is I would like to do here. Let's see if I can pull this up. I don't believe in self-expression. I've already got this link down here, which shows you something here. Dang it. Dang it. Nginx. Moscow-based artist, field of photography. He founded the WW Art Lab. An interview. Okay, cool. This is some good stuff for later, but we're learning about other artists here. There's one other thing I wanted to read, or at least save for later, is... yeah, Rosalind Krauss. Notes on an Index, Part 1. Rosalind Krauss. What language? Lovely. Got this saved for later. More fun reading. Now, we're slightly more caught up, okay? A study of the relationship of the index to its referent, right? Which was talking about this original view of Ready-Made, which was a bunch of websites that were reappropriated to be called Ready-Mades, I guess. Very cool. Love it. Now, the work asks us to contemplate the relationship between the inscription from the blockchain to the artwork and vice versa. Can a work exist beyond a single inscription? One can be nostalgic for a time in which we regarded the future differently. At the same time, we can imagine a future where we see the past in a different light. Can we publish an artwork in the reverse order? Not like a prequel to the movie, more like ending a sentence now but starting it in the future. Immutable will not be immune to a change in context. Nothing lasts forever. The reflects on the nostalgia and future visions of the last decade, and can only be completed by going back in time, looking at the versions of the rewritten history within the structure of the Bitcoin blockchain while remembering the now. Or was it the future? The work is a celebration of versioning. It is comprised of a series of images inscribed one after another on the same ordinal. You can view one inscription at a time, but the work will only appear in its full form if you look at all the inscriptions that came before. So Dull Art is a conceptual artist whose work engages with the internet as a medium. In 2014, he developed a proto-NFT on Ascribe.io, a Bitcoin-based protocol and app to secure digital artwork on the blockchain. I need Rav. Rav, where are you? Help me. Help me, Rav. So, this piece... Also, can I see... Are these inscriptions already done here? This already happened with Carl Gedden. This already happened with Carl Gedden here. Carl Gedden, everything has and will have already happened with Carl Gedden. That's the point of Carl Gedden. You know what I mean? They're just linking to software versioning with that, but like, so I've got the or will happen. So this is one piece of art, but there's multiple different versions of it, which we're not going to be able to see, I'm guessing, unless we go onto the blockchain somewhere. Oh, we got Anne Hirschprice. Now let's read. Oh, boy. Oh, this is an older one. Real quick. Okay, good. Okay, cool. So we have to find the actual block to actually go through the pieces to see actually what it says here, right? So where can I do that here? I don't know. We'll find that out later. Let's see. So cool. We'll find out what the message is here. This is done by Grailers, done by Singular. Awesome. A little bit together here. Excellent. We've looked at all the pieces. Let's read the actual outline. Oh, there you guys got Strange Boot to load finally. That thing took a minute. Oh, can't change the size of it. So here's the actual writing. Someone's declare a little bankruptcy. Because, you know, we like to get some tabs open. And we'll read the keeping time commentary. The blockchain functions as a kind of clock. What can a pair of artworks made using these timekeeping devices teach artists working with blockchain today? Portents. We can think of the blockchain primarily as a clock. Bitcoin and other blockchains are stores of value, but they cannot store value without first delineating and recording time. As the original 2008 white paper explains, the basis for decentralization digital currency relies on an accurate and indisputable record of the order of transactions here. Just ask my girl if she wants a vegan bot and shale. Well, yeah, you want to hear me talk about, I don't know, art? I was saying last time it was me looking at FinSexy. It was looking at a financial domination site. Not the best for you and your girl, but this one may be a little better. So, this ever-growing chain of records functions as a replacement for the authority of a bank or a government, what Satoshi Nakamoto refers to as the double spending problem. The threat of one piece of digital currency being sent to two destinations at once is solved by a shared chronology of transactions stored and publicly on a peer-to-peer network, verified by a ridiculous number of computers solving big math problems. It's an odd system, but it ultimately succeeds at its task, determining and recording a chronology of who owns what and when they own it. It didn't take long for artists to take interest in this strange new form, and soon enough blockchains became ledgers for more than just time and value, but for artists as well. Of course, there are a variety of ways to make art on or about the blockchain. Recently, ordinals have begun to flourish. Ordinals are a way to log the creation and ownership of artworks on Bitcoin that sits closer to the conceptual origins of the blockchain itself and its reliance on chronology than other NFTs. The ordinals are rooted in small nodes appended to a ceaseless production of Bitcoin transactions. All at Once, curated by Grailers DAO and Singular and hosted by Verse, is a digital exhibition of ordinals that invites artists to begin with the notion that the blockchains exist to delineate chronology. The exhibition is an ideal occasion to consider the intersection of art, the blockchain, and time, and how artists can create meaningful problems in the context of rigid technological solutions. Art historians have long been fixated on chronology, perhaps to a fault. Historians debate which artist did something first, where an idea began. Accurate chronology owes its allure, at least in part, to the desire to map how artists influence one another, how schools of thought form, how hotbeds of creativity take shape. But there's always a fog in history. The mess of influences and interactions can never be fully untangled. This is part of the romance and, frankly, the fun of art history. Art history is, we got that, beautiful. And yet, compared to the dusty tomes of art history, inscribing artworks on a blockchain provides a crystal clear provenance. This is particularly evident with ordinals, whose identifying inscriptions are appended to the regular march of hashes and verifications. The certitude of sequences and provenance would seem to solve a long-standing problem of art history. Now, we've always known the exact order of things, but this clarity comes at a cost. There's a danger that mystery and romance could be explained away by the cold machinations of machine. Technology exists to solve problems, while the art exists to create them. The challenge for artists working with the blockchain is to make organic, unruly art in the context of a technological solutionism that undergirds the crypto movement. How can artists create interesting problems in a culture obsessed with solving them? How can artwork made of deterministic code contain unique surprises? Now, time is not a new subject for artists. One can mention the allegorical paintings of time as a winged figure with an hourglass on its head, or Monet's repeated renderings of the changing light on the Cathedral of Rouen, or Christine Marclay's 2010 blockbuster video installation, The Clock. But there are two related works that I'd like to highlight here because they not only consider time, but also wrestle with the technology can solve one problem only to create another. So I'm just going to make sure I know, look at this piece later. To look at. There we go. Untitled Perfect Lovers from 1987 to 90 is one of the most famous works by conceptual artist Feliz González Torres. The piece consists of two identical store-bought clocks hung side by side on the wall, their sides just touching. When they installed the clocks and are both set at the correct time, but over the course of the exhibition, they will drift apart. At first, the discrepancy is barely noticeable, maybe a second or two, but the clocks are cheap and their battery life is short. Gradually, they fall further and further out of time. Untitled Perfect Lovers is about the imperfection of our experience of time and our imperfection to each other. Each perfect lovers drift apart eventually, like many of González Torres' work. Untitled Perfect Lovers alludes to his relationship with his partner, Ross Laycock, who died of complications from AIDS the same year the work was made. González Torres died of the same illness 5 years later. Very sad. In 2022, a subversive and playful designer named Tobias Wong created Perfect Lovers. It was a pair of white clocks that looked identical to Gonzalez's work, but Wong's version included radio transmitters in the clocks that were capable of syncing with the U.S. atomic clock. This pair of lovers would stay in step second by second for more than 1 million years. This wry gesture was typical of Wong's work, which often riffed on other artists in a somewhat sardonic way. Wong's life and work were also unfortunately cut short when he died by suicide, and his partner and many friends believed it was an accident that took place while he was sleepwalking. Wow. Very sad. On one hand, Wong's version ruins the original artwork. The imperfection of González Torres' simple store-bought clocks is what makes them such poetic ready-mades. Surely they're mundane objects, but their flaws are what makes them stand-ins for imperfect people and an illustration of imperfect love. Wong takes the problem of perfect lovers and does his best to solve it. No more drifting out of sync. These two clocks will be together forever by using technology precision to the root of the poetics of the original. Wong instead mounts a critique of technological solution itself. Which problems do we actually want technology to solve? Do we want perfect machines or perfect lovers? If we are to achieve the technology seems to be after, we might find that the result would make us less human here. What if we calculated how much time has passed? Oh my god, he wasn't Wong for this world. Dark pun. Returning to Bitcoin ordinals, artists often work in this way, are wading into a particularly heady and politically charged culture of technological solutionism. For now, Bitcoin exists in a quantum state of simultaneous success and failure. On one hand, it does what it purports to do. On the other hand, it has not taken over or even radically altered the global financial system. At this point, it's still a sideshow, a curiosity. Is it on its way to becoming something much bigger? Maybe, maybe not. But even if it remains a sideshow, it's still something that artists should engage with critically because its existence tells us something about the moment in history and may even alter the way we think about the recorded history from this point forward. Beautiful, beautiful, beautiful. Lovely, lovely, lovely. Great stuff. Love it. Fun, 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 fun. Great. So, we got the pieces here. All at once. Let's just list the pieces. List the pieces. Well, I was wondering if they were going to be listed on here like this, but they weren't. Keeping time. Here's the original. Thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you. So we've got. Let's see. Let's go to the top. Screenshot of the original Bitcoin. Really like this portents. It's very enjoyable. Maybe want to dive deeper into that. Future. Entropy spinner feel kind of similar in some ways to me. Reading about this conceptually was pretty interesting. I would like to see what people do with this. Like this, if this goes to the right collector and they decide to like release some collection based after it, that's fun. I would like to know what we exactly are doing. We're controlling some sort of child inscription though, so still a little confused on how that actually works. The Mia Forest, I like this aesthetically, and I like using CRT TVs and old JVC camcorders. I don't fully understand how it fits into the full show, except for turning time to light, but still fun. John Provincia, I like this. I think it's kind of a pop hit. It's just easy to aesthetically understand, but it's still fun, and I think it'll make people think more. I didn't know what Buddha brats were, so I feel very, very, very stupid, and this seems pretty. I like bringing the Buddha brat in. However, this one is not as complex about how it's actually using the chain as others, even though that's probably not the point. Always. Constant dull art. The ready-made seems amazing. So I have to actually dive in and actually look at what the other pieces are on chain to fully know what this even message is. What does it say? What does it say? Right? So here we go. Where is this on? Where is this inscribed? What does it say? And the question here is, how does it use the blockchain timestamp to, what's it called? Generate the image? Is the image simply like modifying itself based on the re-recording? I don't know. Let's see. Bootleg. How does one control the child inscription once purchased? I'm trying to understand the details. Once purchased. How does one participate in the portents? That's what I'm kind of a little confused about. Right? How could I find one of these portents? How could I find one of these portents? Well, I'm going to find out later. But okay, cool. Good stuff. Nice little review. Let's do one more piece, which is outside of this exhibition, which I wanted to do originally. Lot of writing. Geez, even though I didn't write all this, I just copied it and rewrote it. There we go. I'll do this entangled real fast. Alrighty. Synced scaling across browser windows. See, I saw this little demo right here. Look at that. Whoa, whoa. That's cool. That's cool. That's the cool tech demo. Look at they're entangled together. Love that. Ooh, I love it. Ooh, it's so cool. How does it work, though? So here's the page. Entangled. Ethereum. Tezos. Well, they're entangled now. I got them entangled. So these aren't actual separate windows. These are windows inside of the window. I was wondering if it was going to be actually something that it's like I could actually have different browser windows, and how the fuck was that going to work? It should be possible some way. So entangled exists across both Ethereum and Tezos. You collect entangled on both chains, or only one. The choice is yours, and then editions may be entangled paired across chains. So this is 512 editions total, 256 on Ethereum and 256 on Tezos here. There's an auction. It's a Dutch auction. Great. So this dives into the interplay between physical existence, digital interaction, and quantum mechanics through the mind-bending concept of entanglement, pairing particular visualizations with unusual modes of interactivity. Entangled showcases Stahl's interest in the power of generative algorithms to connect the viewer to the underlying realities of existence. The collection is presented by Vertex, a generative art program designed to foster and select collaborations between code-based artists and the FX Hash platform. Very cool, Vertex. Now, entanglement introduces an artist perspective where science and web-based interactivity and blockchain tech enter into a dialogue. The concept behind the collection originated from the launch of FXHash 2.0, a moment when the platform ushered in a multi-chain era. Entanglement answers the question of how we as a platform, creators and collectors, facilitate and access artistic exchange in a multi-chain environment. So a Feynman's diagram depicting how electrons produce a photon that become a quark-anti-quark pair. So quantum entanglement is a cosmic phenomenon in which two or more particles are connected in such a way that the state of each particle can change independently of the others, however large the distance between them. In other words, two entangled particles behave like twins, even if separated by galaxies, and can respond to each other's actions. This mysterious instant mirroring defies the limits of the speed of light and reveals the potential for communication via unseen cosmic network. The video we watched, lovely. So here's how it works. And we got a little video too. Oh my God, it's 37 minutes. I can't watch the whole thing right now. I think it's like gonna end. Man, I guess I could come back, but I don't got time now. Entangled features two distinct on-chain NFT collections residing on two blockchains. The collections are linked through shared interactions in real time using cross-chain and local storage technologies. They enable a system for particles to respond and mirror each other in separate browser instances. Each mint output in entangled or paired across chain. For example, edition 1 of the Ethereum might be entangled with edition 50 on Tezos. Entanglements are established randomly and do not require the same collector to mint both editions. You can entangle any of them, meaning your edition might be paired with someone else. If you want to collect your entangled pair, you'll have to establish connection with another collector. The collection employs local data storage to maintain the direction of entanglement across editions. This dynamic lets users interact with quantum entanglement by simply adjusting, resizing, and repositioning the browser windows. They can alter pathways and visual outcomes of the artwork. So it's only entangled locally at the time of people looking at it, which is actually maybe fine within this concept. But let's see what this video looks like. Oh, we've got a long... I gotta mute the... Oh, did we get a creation actually? Did we get a Buddha brought? Okay, look at that. A waste of a Luma credit probably. But there we go.
Hi, Bjorn. Thank you so much for joining me today. And yeah, here we are.
No time.
At this beautiful venue, Winter Circus, where
All right, so he's going to talk about the piece in detail. We've got a nice thing. Sadly, I do not have time for this because I'm trying to keep these only to an hour and a half. But so I'm going to have to watch this later. Probably won't do it on the next stream. Okay, guys, that was fun. We made some progress. We learned some things. Learned a lot about the all at once. This looks cool. Don't have time to sadly watch this, so I'll have to pop it on later, maybe while I'm doing something else. But thanks, everyone. See you guys on the internet.